this video here is going to be just a little different than most of the other ones. We're actually going to start this video out at the end of the day. I'm just filling the chopper up with fuel. We quit a little while ago. This is where we put second cut, and we've got it in this bunk too here. We covered it this morning. I didn't video anything at all. We're down filling one of the lower bunks down below with the rest of the second cutting. We've got third cutting over in that bunk there that we opened up here yesterday that we're now feeding in place of the second cutting from last year that we're feeding. We're starting to transition over to all cut tires, and that makes covering bunk a lot more pleasant than using dirty water-filled tires. So we'll come back at you with some more activities here probably tomorrow. Well, we're into the following day. We're rolling into the last couple of days of chop and second cutting. Go the other way, Nate. And I've got to shim up the spiral band on the floor that goes in underneath the knives on this chopper. We have sharpened the knives enough now to have to shim that up. And then another thing that we need to work on is the end panel on this 334 merger. The end broke off, and we're going to go ahead and weld that on quick. Then we've got to get a new drive coupler, a bunch of new hydraulic lines, and we'll try to get this welded up here quick before we roll out into chopping for today. If you stand on that, there you go. It's almost like being on a skateboard, huh? Don't worry, I'm gonna video this, so I'm not gonna be any assistance. So, and Tim's gonna watch too. He's gonna make sure I'm videoing right. Stand on it. There you go. Put both feet on there. A little bit of oil on the floor there. You're skating, aren't you? There you go. Put some wrist into it. Well, he's going to get that drive motor unbolted. If you recall, we ended up welding this back during first cutting, but it was a field weld. We had the apprentice welder welding it, and we're just going to have to weld her again. That's all right. Happens. I better watch it. He's the one that's holding the breaker bar. I'll get that in the jaw, won't I, Nate? No comment. Well, we've got the chopper set. Now we need to get this merger back in order here. And what we have to do, maybe he can go back farther. We have to get this end back in place and get it welded on here. So what we're going to do is we're going to reach down over the top and either grab it with a strap on the forklift, or we are just going to get the gantry up here, put a strap on that drum, and lift it up. I talked about these tires on the live stream the other day. Kind of got a funny story about these. I ordered them on eBay just to get them here quickly, and the guy that trucked them from whatever warehouse they came out of in Massachusetts happened to notice my name on the shipping log, and he sent me a comment in one of the videos here the other day that he spotted my name. So this end here is just going to very neatly go on to there. We're going to have to take some of them stripper plates off, Nate. What are you checking to see if you've got enough grounded it off? Yep, that hub goes in there. Bang, bang. That is almost like there. I guess we might not even have to put a strap on that, you know? So maybe pull that back apart. We'll take this guy here and bend him back. And then maybe just, yeah, touch that off with the grinder all the way up through there. And I'll grab a little impact to get all them strippers off. So he's just gonna clean that up a little bit, and this is gonna be actually easier to weld back on than it was in the field during first cutting. We should have redid this after we got it back in the shop, but it kind of slipped our mind here. And we had noticed that it was stepped away from the back part, and all it was holding it was the bottom during first cutting. And Nate welded it quickly when Empire Tractor was there to look at a couple of other problems. So we'll have to, oh, yeah, I think he can, we might not have to take any of them strippers off. I don't know. That hydraulic motor is going to bolt in that hub, and then there's like a nylon ring that drives that pickup head itself. So we've got this piece in place. He's just going to get her welded up, and then Nate's got to go and get some parts for this. There's a nylon coupler that we talked about earlier. We were 2 minutes into welding here. Welder ran out of wire, so we had to load wire in. So he'll get a couple of good passes on there, and this thing will be good to go, and we can get chopping here. Everybody's ready to go. Well, Jared's got this all welded up. Nate's gonna go and get some parts for it and get this thing back together. They're using a rake right now in place of this merger. So we're gonna go ahead and get started chopping here. This looks like it should hold pretty good. Think that'll hold, Jay? You don't even know what broke, do you?
You'll be all right.
You think it'll be all right?
Good.
Well, we are right at it. Sarah's the first load for the day. And like I was saying earlier, we should be able to wrap things up here for second cutting by tomorrow. We got off to a little bit of a late start this morning with having to work on that merger. But we've got that kind of up and going. There was a couple of parts that Nate had to run over and grab from Empire Tractor, stuff that we just didn't have. And he'll have that going here momentarily. They're using the rake instead of the merger, and Andrew's merging with the other one. So we haven't lost any time. I just wanted to get that fixed, so that if the other one went down, we had it to fall back on. So we'll keep at it here. We'll join up with you here later on. There was a barn fire here yesterday. Mike's barn, the barn that he used to own, he retired from farming here a while ago. And his old barn caught on fire here yesterday, and we'll be driving by that here in a few hours. That is still actually burning. They really don't know what caused the fire, but we'll kind of talk about that here a little later on. So I can put the camera down and get after it here. Yeah, he said that it was an O-ring or something. I don't think they got that much left to do. So, I don't know, you could call them guys and see how they're doing. And that one of his, I don't know, we might have a motor that's going on that or something. So, all right. Yeah, they should be just about done, I bet. So, I don't know what it's going to need, Nate, to be honest with you. So, but yeah, get that valve on there, get that one there completely done. If they don't need it at all, we're done with it. So it can get blown off, it can get whatever. Get that far and call. Things are going to change by then anyways. Okay. Alright. Well, we have just gotten done with the Cummings farm. Now we're moving up to a farm here on Route 80. Now I talked earlier, yes, about a fire that happened yesterday. And this is Mike's farm here. It used to be Mike's farm. And this barn caught on fire here yesterday morning. They really don't know what the cause of it is. But as you can see, it is still burning. They worked on it last night till about midnight, and there's a lot of old hay and whatever in there that is still smoking. Looks like it got into the silos a little bit there. That was a nice old barn. They had a concrete floor in the upstairs part of the barn. And Mike was telling me this morning that barn burned down back in like 1940 or something. And the previous owner that owned that he bought it from in 79, I think he said, which ironically had the same last name as he had, but they weren't related as far as I know. And the previous owner, like I said, had a barn fire in the 40s, and they rebuilt the barn, and he put a concrete deck on top of the what will be the main floor of the upstairs part of the barn. And Mike was telling me this morning that he milked the first winter with no top on the barn, so they milked underneath that concrete slab. And Mike had said that he has backed trucks that had 25 ton of fertilizer on it up into the upstairs part of his barn. So it was kind of sad for him to see that barn burn here yesterday. He had sold out maybe 7 or 8 years ago, he's my father. Mike is my father's age, and he's been working for us for a few months now, helping us out. So I thought I would just kind of show you that as we drove by. We've got some hay to do up here on this farm, and then we've got a little bit around home, and then that is going to do it for second cutting. We did get some sprinkles here today, or just a little while ago. And I don't know if it's going to allow us to keep going here or not, but we'll join back up in a little while. I've got to get pulled off the road here. We're going to start on the west side of the road, and then we're going to go ahead and move over into the east side here. We've got new seeding on the east side and older seedings on the west side here. Well, the weather doesn't look too promising off to the north of us. It looks like it's gonna miss us, but it might not miss us by much. Nice and black. Looks like it's raining down in South Onondaga. Or gonna be. Yeah, Beacon Skiff is right over there. But we've got the sun kind of shining off to the west there. But just a little bit to the south of that, there's another storm that's coming in. That does look kind of cool right there. Okay, we are into the next day, and that storm was quite significant here last night in this area. We didn't get any rain where we were. We had a few sprinkles is all. But this area here, they had heavy winds. I don't know if it has been confirmed that it's been a tornado or not, but there was a lot of hail as well. This corn here has some hail damage. I don't know how significant this damage is going to be to it. We'll just have to kind of see how it survives it here, but we'll definitely have to keep an eye on it. This storm that went through here was probably a mile or two wide, and there's some corn around here that is flat. And there is from the hail and the wind, and there's a lot of wind damage just about a mile that way that we'll take a peek at. And then we're going to check on some ground that we have wheat on in Warner's, and we're going to see how that is. I'd like to cut some wheat here this afternoon. We've only got a couple of hours of chopping left here, and we'll be able to get some of that done. So we'll check on some more damage in our travels here, and then we'll get back to the chopper and get things finished up. So there isn't any power here. I could hear some generators running, and this is about where the damage really starts here. I mean, there's some significant damage. There's trees that completely uprooted. Four of them, 4 big maples there that are uprooted. Got quite the mess right here. Wow. I don't know if it's been confirmed that this was a tornado or not, but there is just There's a lot of damage here. There's an old barn there that had looked like a brand new roof on it that is down. Yeah, this is something else here. So we're making our way over to Warner's. From what I could see from the chopper seat, that wheat looks like it's gonna be ready before any of the other wheat that we have. Wow. Oh wow. Roof's tore up on that barn pretty good. Not good. So we'll make our way over there, and we'll make sure that we actually have wheat standing. I don't think the storm reached that far to the north, but this corn that's in this area here has received significant damage from the hail. A lot of trees down. I don't think I've seen a storm this bad. Yeah, that piece of corn there is pretty bad. That's probably not going to pull through. Some of that is flat, not good. This isn't good. Well, we didn't receive any storm damage over here, but this is the first spot we're going to be able to start doing wheat here. This wheat it appears that it's ready, but we got a fair amount of rain over here, so I doubt we're going to be able to cut anything this afternoon, but at least it isn't laying flat. We probably wouldn't quite be able to get going by this afternoon anyways, but this is pretty well soaked. Gonna need a day or so anyways to dry out. We got about a ½ an inch of rain over here from what I could gather from what the Climate Field View said. So we're gonna get finished up chopping here and get the combine ready to go, and it'll probably be tomorrow before we get cutting any wheat. Well, that'll put the wraps on second cutting. We just got done chopping our last piece. Now we're going to roll in the wheat. However, it's going to take us a little while to get set up for that. We had a pretty good run doing second cutting here. We had minimal breakdowns. All the trucks stayed together. We had a radiator hose that blew on the Peterbilt. Sarge fixed that one day on the side of the road. Sarah had a transmission cooler line hose that I fixed Sunday morning. Alex had a power steering hose that blew here the other night, and the boys put that on here 2 days, I believe that was 2 days ago. And that's all I can think of right off the top of my head, but it was a pretty easy run. Now we've just got to get in the wheat, and hopefully everything rolls along as easy with that. We have 3 trucks that have flotation tires on them that we're going to use to haul wheat with, and the boys are going to be switching those tires over. We've got, you know, the other equipment to get ready, the grain buggy, the combine has to be brought home, and we need to put the tarp on it, look it over quick, and make sure that's field ready. It should be. We actually have to go over to Kaz Equipment and pick that up. We had a ton of work put into that here just in the past couple months. The bill on that was just over $40,000 that we put into our combine here this summer. You might say, gee, Andy, you could have saved a lot of labor. You worked on that yourself. Well, I didn't have time. And we work on different things when we have time. The rest of the stuff we have to hire to have it done. If I worked on the combine, I would have had to have had something else. I would have had to hire somebody else to do the other stuff I already did. So we do all we can with the manpower that we got and the time that is allotted to us. So we'll join back up with you here once we get set to roll with the combine, and we'll join up with you then.